Now that fans have seen that Benavidez can go in the ring and compete with people like Caleb Plant, even though a lot of fans picked him to lose to Caleb Plant, now they see that he's ready for top competition. And a lot of fighters aren't doing what he's trying to do, especially going in the ring to fight Andre. Billy Joe Saunders didn't want to do it. Caleb Plant's not going to do it. Charlo's not going to do it. Canelo said he's a horrible fighter, even though we know that's not true. So it's a lot of guys that's people's going to say that it's going to be Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers, or they're Hall of Famers now, or they're the best pound for pound or face of boxing, that don't want to jump in the ring to fight Andre. But you have Benavidez, who has no losses. He can use as many excuses as the other guys. He's younger. He can say, I'm younger. I'm still in my 20s. I don't want to fight that guy. He can say, well, he hasn't sold anything. I just had a pay-per-view. I don't have to fight him. He's coming off a pay-per-view that sold, had fans down the street, and he's saying, you know what? I'm going to fight a guy that everybody knows that's the best. But they don't want to say it because they're too scared to admit the truth. But now you see that he's coming for the top. Basically, he's coming for everybody. Even if he loses fighting Andre, he's still going to be a threat to everybody. That's what people don't realize. This fight only going to make him better. Getting in a ring with Andre is only going to make him better, especially knowing that he's fought every other style and he's trying to fight the best. And everybody's not doing that. He's separating himself from everybody. There's not going to be anybody in his age group that's going to be able to deal with him. Younger or even a tad bit older. But there's no guys going to be able to mess with him, even if he loses the fight. The way he's moving right now, especially with his resume, this fight is going to have them separate themselves from other boxers. Especially guys that are not giving us the best fights right now. That's using all kind of excuses as far as promoters and this and that. It's just going to be a cherry on top for this year as far as guys who really want to make big fights. You had Ryan Garcia, you had Spencer Crawford, you have Stephen Fulton, Inoue, you had Canelo and Charlo. Now you have this fight coming up. It's gonna be a big fight. People gotta give David Benavidez his credit, especially the way he's doing everything. This is what you want a young boxer to do. You want him to get in the ring. You want him to compete with the best. You want him to fight at a high level. And the competition he's fighting, this is going to be a fight of the year right here. This is going to be a very, very good fight. It's going to be a tough fight. People going to want to see a rematch, but I don't think it's going to be a rematch. But it's going to be a very, very good fight. I don't know who's going to win right now. I would have to go back and actually look at it to be unbiased. I know who I have an idea of, but right now it's too early to actually kind of dictate that. They both been in the gym all year. They're taking this fight very serious, but I feel like David Benavidez has been training very, very well. Working on a few things after the Caleb Plant fight. It wasn't as good as I liked it, but the referee kind of stopped that from being as good as it could have been. But I feel like fans are gonna have to really put him on the top of the list, especially a lot of fans who try to act like he's not a threat to Canelo. If he's not a threat to Canelo, I don't know who is. Him and Andre are a threat to Canelo. I know Canelo want to see those guys compete against each other, but I mean, at the end of the day, that fight might end up being bigger than what would actually be with Canelo. I mean, we never know. It doesn't matter how big the name is. It's a lot of fights that's big, and some guys just don't have a name at some point. You have to make a name at some point, and this is the fight where you can make a name, especially with Benavidez. Um, I don't feel like people understand the magnitude of this fight, how big it is, especially when it comes to dictating how 168 is gonna go. You already have Benavidez sparring with guys like Bivol, different things like that. So he's getting his share of styles and different things like that, but he's definitely a threat no matter what, win or lose. Like, people gonna have to realize that. I don't want to see people try to uh say he'll lose to this person if he loses this or do that, because most of these guys too scared to fight him anyway. So to actually say that he'll lose to a guy who's scared to get in the ring with him, nah, I'm not gonna be doing all that. Win or lose. He's still young too, man. He's young in the game. He's doing stuff that Oscar De La Hoya used to do. Oscar De La Hoya used to lose a few good fights to some Hall of Famers, but people don't think about stuff like that, especially when you go back and you actually see the fights. He was competing. This is the kind of stuff that Benavidez is doing. He's like on that kind of tree right now, as far as like what De La Hoya used to do, top competition. Like, it's really like that. I'm not gonna say that about a lot of people, but with him, I'm gonna say that. That's just me. Everybody else, I mean, I've heard people say crazy things about Golovkin, and his resume isn't impeccable the way Benavidez is putting one together, especially with this year with Plant and Andre at his age. Yeah, he's definitely doing enough. Canelo's not even doing that right now. Like, come on now, let's be real. When has he fought those two type of guys in 1 year? I haven't seen it. I had to wait. I haven't seen that. Not since I've been around. But Benavidez, he's gonna bring his fan base. I feel like he's gonna have more fans after this, win or lose. Especially with boxing, man. You gotta realize Ryan Garcia just lost in one of the worst ways, and people don't care. They're still gonna watch him fight again. And the way Benavidez, if he fights, and if he got to go out on his shield, it'll be, man. Come on now. But even with a victory, so at the end of the day, he's gonna get a plus for this fight anyways. Just for taking it, the way he's gonna go in, he ain't gonna let down. A lot of people, they're gonna be surprised when they see this fight. They're gonna be like, man, I didn't know these guys were warriors like that. Yeah, they are. They are. You're gonna have to change the narrative after this. Trying to say, oh, this guy's this and he's a bully at this weight and that. These guys, they really ain't weight bullying like that. Not like other people, like other guys I've seen. They can go up to 168, then go back to 154. No, this is a way different category right here. These are guys who stay in shape. They spar 12 rounds consistently all the time. Can spar 12 rounds consistently all the time if they want to. 24, 36 rounds. It don't really matter, but I think they're gonna separate themselves after this year. I think next year a lot of people gonna want to see more fights, but it's been put off so long, man. People are at the end of their career, so these are gonna be some of the best fights you're gonna get after this. It's gonna be kind of a new era after this. I'm not gonna see too many guys that's been fighting the last 10 years, putting on multiple fights, especially throughout the years. Probably gonna see one or two if you see any more, but it's not gonna be that many, man. A lot of guys just long in the tooth now. It's different now. But that's all I got though. Like and subscribe.